My name is Destiny Harris. I am the owner and lead designer of Design by Destiny. So this is our man cave basement refresh. So this client found me online and he wanted basically to refresh his basement. He had 3 spaces that were just a hodgepodge of different types of furnishings, and he just wanted something new. His birthday was coming up and he's like, you know, I really would like to create this really cool game room. And he really didn't give too much direction for the other spaces, so we had to just be kind of creative and pull from some of the pieces that we found in the spaces to kind of get a sense of his personality and kind of like go from there. So we did the billiards area, which is a pool room, and we did the sitting area in the basement, and then we also created a really cool game room. The pool area, when I first came, it literally had a sofa and a pool table right smack next to each other. I think it was a coffee table there too, so we were just like, okay, how do we just clean up this area and make the focal point the pool table, add some, you know, wall art, and just make it a cool, like, kind of hangout area if you're actually playing pool. So the client had a lot of wall art that was video game themed, Marvel Comics, Samurai Warrior themed wall art in the room that he was using as his gaming room. And it was just like, you know, spread out all over the walls, different places. And so we thought to take those some of that artwork and basically create like a little mini collage wall in the billiards area, because we knew we were going to completely refresh his game room. So what we did, we moved that wall art in there, and we used this really nice Black Panther piece as the statement piece. So as soon as you like bank the corner into this area, you see that really, really nice piece of wall art, and it turned out really good. So one of the really cool pieces that we found for the pool area was these magnetic games that fit on the wall. So you can play chess on the wall, you can play checkers on the wall, and tic-tac-toe. So it's on the wall. So it's a really cool piece, even if you don't play it or he doesn't play it, you know, it's some cool wall art, to say the least. So for the sitting room, I was really inspired by the fact that my client spent a number of years in like Korea and I think Japan. So he had a lot of memorabilia from that country or those countries. And so I pulled from that. Like I said, in the game room, he had like the Samurai Warrior artwork. And then he had some pieces that really just made me want to create this sort of Zen Samurai Warrior / something sitting area. So I wanted to make it elegant and kind of distinguish it from the pool area and from the game room. So each zone had just a completely different feel to it when you walked inside. So yeah, when we were creating the design, I knew that I wanted to bring in some really nice statement pieces that were, again, Asian inspired. So we found some wall art that had like the Japanese writing. I think it's like wind, fire, sun. Don't quote me, I might be wrong. And then there was also this 4-piece scroll wall art that was really cool, and it brought in like some warm browns and reds that would complement the black accents that we put in the space. And that was really cool because we kept the chase. It was a brown chase that he already had, and we wanted to keep that in the space. So we wanted to make sure whatever we brought in really complemented that piece. What was really cool is that during the reveal, when he walked into the space, he looked at the chase and he said, "This doesn't even look like it's mine." This game room project taught me a lot. There's a lot in it that I literally had to Google to even know what it was. So basically, let's start with the cloud lights. The client came to me literally and was like, "I would like to do this." And he showed me these lights that were hidden up under some clouds on the ceiling. And at first I was like, what in the world? But it really turned out to be extremely cool. And everyone that has seen it, they love it. And so basically we partnered with a company out of Texas who manufactures the cloud lights. The owner of the company actually came to try to help us install them and, you know, to show us how to put them up on the ceiling, because this was very new for me. I had never even seen this until this client, you know, hired me. And I definitely had never even worked with this product before. So that was a journey. It was definitely a learning experience getting those cloud lights up. But I love it. I really think it's cool. And also another thing, like my client, he's into like video games. He's a gamer. He streams. He literally went to a gaming competition during our time doing this project. And he had all these little toys. And I was like, what are these toys? And I had to Google it. And I was just like, oh, these are Funko Pops. Okay. Funko Pops. So he had a lot, and he had them in a different part of the basement, actually in the bar area. And I was like, this is not the proper place for these to go. So during the design phase, I knew that I wanted to move those Funko Pops out of the bar area and into that game room. So we sourced some really cool shelving to put them on, along with some other like gaming memorabilia stuff, and it really came out cool. The other thing I think with the game room, another thing that was really cool was we found these gaming chairs that so before he had a sofa, so we got rid of the sofa, and then we brought in these 3 chairs, so when he's here he can invite at least 2 other friends and play with them. The chairs, they vibrate, they have speakers inside of them. Again, a whole world that I have never even known about has been exposed to me through this project. And but we're really happy it all came together. And another thing, a cool feature in the room is we found this company, I think it was actually out of Singapore, and they manufactured these hashtag neon lights. So his gaming tag is pretty much rehab, and we got that personalized to go on the wall. So since we moved a lot of the wall art that was originally in the game room into the pool area, I was like, okay, what are we gonna put on the walls? So I asked my client, what games do you like to play? And he told me it was, I think, Street Fighter, Final Fantasy. Again, I remember Street Fighter from back in the day, but I did not know what Final Fantasy was. So again, I had to look it up. And I found some really cool posters, and you know, we kept it pretty simple because there's so much going on in the room between the cloud lights, the Funko Pops. I just didn't want to overdo it with too much wall art. So we had these really cool posters, we got them framed. And again, one of the great things was when he walked in for the first time and the Final Fantasy, I think it's 16 poster, he says, "Where did you get that from?" And we were just like, somewhere. And I was like, why? He's like, I just beat the game. And I was like, oh, okay. And I asked him, I said, well, when did the game come out? He was just like, just a couple months ago. So again, we're talking about someone who is really into this gaming thing, but it was really cool, and it warmed my heart that we have found a piece that he immediately could connect with, about something that like literally just happened. Like, I just beat this game and now I have a poster of it. And not just I just beat a game, I just beat a game that just literally came out. So that was a really cool experience. The biggest challenge for this project were those cloud lights. Unfortunately, they came, and even when the owner of the company came, the panels were manufactured with a little bit too much adhesive, so it was extremely difficult, almost impossible to get the backing off the cloud light panels, because they were manufactured. It's supposed to be easy, so you're supposed to peel and then stick them to the ceiling, where they weren't. I felt really bad because the owner had flown out from Texas to be here to, you know, help us and get some film himself of, you know, this product that he's still, you know, perfecting. And I thought about it, I was like, well, maybe if we use a blow dryer, maybe that'll sort of help. And so the 2 days later, after the failed first attempt, myself and my installer, we came out and we literally spent the whole day with that blow dryer, you know, getting that paper off. And what was so crazy, there was, we were doing it one way. We had done like 80% of the room, and it was still a lot. Like, we had to buy gloves and everything to peel that backing off those cloud lights to get it up. It was a lot of work. And then I was timing us, trying to make it a game, because we literally had like 30 panels or so to get up. And when it was taking us about 6 minutes on average just to peel the back off. And I was there trying to time, like, okay, we got to figure out a way to make this faster. And right about 80% through, I said, well, let's hold the blow dryer this way on the back of it. And sure enough, and it's just peeling off like a banana peel. And I was just like, oh my goodness, why didn't someone tell me this 3, 4, 5 hours ago? And my installer, she was like, you found the cheat code. And I was like, what's a cheat code? And she was like, you know, when you're playing a game and there's like this code that helps you defeat the villain at the end or something like that. So again, it all came full circle. This whole like game room experience, like I said, I've learned so much from this project. It's been a long day, but my girl, Shantice from Buildworks and I, we did it. Look at these cloud lights. One of the things that I really liked about this project was working with this particular client. And clients like him make my job so much easier and so much more fun. And I say that because he fully trusted us with this basement. He was just like, you know, do what you do. His only requirement were those cloud lights. Aside from that, he was just like, you know, be as creative as you want. And that was really, really fun. And he was very, you know, easygoing. And that just, again, just made for a great experience. And I'm so thankful that he chose us for this project.